All right, guys, welcome to the show. Today on the show, I have Jeremy Belloti. He's basically got lots of projects going on. If you want to check his site out, it's jeremybellotti.com. We're going to be talking a little bit about, I guess a bunch of different projects today. You've got a TED Talk coming up. You've got a Snapchat marketing system that you're promoting. I know you mentioned that you've got another blog about, fitness and kind of fitness entrepreneurial blog. I guess do you kind of want to share your story, talk a little bit about what it is you're working on and all these different projects you have going on?
Sure, yeah. No, thanks, John. I really appreciate being on. Yeah, one of the main things that I'm focused on right now that will certainly add value to your audience is Snapmaster marketing system that we have put together here is basically a complete system on how to utilize Snapchat for your marketing and creating strategies around it. It's such a unique and powerful platform, and it's really just starting to get traction and starting to take off in terms of marketing. And it's there's a lot of really cool ways that you can use it. So we kind of built an entire system that helps people and walks people through the entire process. Even people who haven't even used Snapchat before and they don't really have an audience yet, it shows them from A to Z how to be able to get your brand, get yourself on Snapchat, get your audience on there following you, and really start being able to create a relationship with them. So, yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I know I personally haven't used Snapchat, but I've heard a lot of people. I've heard a lot about it just because I know it's like you basically take a photo and then it deletes it after they view the photo. Is that pretty much how it works?
Yeah, that's right. So you can either take a photo, you can do video as well, and you have up to 10 seconds, which you're able to choose on the platform how long you want that picture or video to last. And then when you send it, you can also do some other creative things. You can draw on the picture, and there's some other ways that you can create a negative and stuff. And then you can send it, and whoever receives that message, it lasts for that allotted time that you chose, and then it disappears and it's gone forever. So
now, it's really have Snapchat as well, or like I'm assuming it's not like a text message, like they would need to have like a Snapchat client and then they receive it through Snapchat?
That's right, yeah. So whoever you're talking with has to have a Snapchat account. But
Right.
one thing that is extremely powerful about Snapchat is that you just mentioned it. It's essentially mobile marketing. And you're basically talking to somebody in the palm of their hand,
Yeah.
but you also have their undivided attention. So with social media like Facebook and Twitter and everything, as you know, people are flipping through a news feed and they have other things jumping out at them to catch their attention, right? So with Snapchat, you have the unique opportunity to actually have the undivided attention of your audience and know that when you're talking to them, they are actually listening. With Snapchat, you actually have to hold down the entire. You have to hold down your screen for the picture to show or video to show,
Yep.
and it fills your entire screen for those 10 seconds or more. There's actually a feature called Snapchat Stories that allows you to extend the allotted time, but you have to hold down the screen and it fills your entire screen. So you have the undivided attention of your audience, and that is such a unique aspect to any social media platform that's out there right now.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I know these all these things like Instagram has kind of started the flow, and then it moved into like Vine, and
Yeah.
now obviously I've heard a lot about Snapchat. I know that's been out for a little while now.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
what.
a cool dynamic about Snapchat too is that you can just have fun with it. The platform is meant to be very personable. So whereas something with Instagram, for example, you're making sure that the picture is perfect and you have this the perfect setting and the perfect screenshot and everything. And with Snapchat, it's just meant to be fun. It's meant to be off the cuff and being able to be creative. And the more fun you can have with it, really the better results you're going to get, because it's going to create this personal connection with your audience, and they're going to love you for it.
Yeah, I mean, so how do you find that this is I guess in general that it's maybe helping like businesses and brands and maybe because obviously I look at a lot of these companies I work for an e-commerce based company right now, and I mean for them I feel like it's overwhelming enough just to be looking at like Twitter, Google Plus, and Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it can definitely be overwhelming, especially with all these different mediums that you could be using.
Mm.
Um, I kind of, if you want to talk about how valuable it is, Gary Vaynerchuk, who's one of the foremost social media experts out there,
Yeah, yeah.
he's been doing a lot of promotion for Snapchat actually over the last few months, just in terms of talking about how it's his most valuable marketing tool right now.
Hmm.
Um, for that very same reason, is that it allows him to create such a personal relationship with his audience that you can't really do in other forms of social media.
Right.
And he knows that he has the undivided attention of his audience. So I would say if you're looking at the value of it with an organization, it's being able to connect with them, but also get them interacting with your brand. And one of the best examples of this is it's a small yogurt shop in New York City. It's called 16 Handles,
Hmm.
and they've gotten actually a good amount of press for this over the last year because they were one of the first brands to really use Snapchat effectively.
Hmm.
And what they did is they created this 3-point strategy and they're a brick and mortar business. They're not an online business. So, anybody can do this with Snapchat. They put signage in their yogurt shop, and it was basically a 3-point strategy that they let their customers know that they were running this promotion. The first part of the promotion, or the first part of the strategy, was you take a Snapchat photo of you or friends
Hmm.
having their yogurt or eating their yogurt in the shop. You then send that photo off to 16 Handles Snapchat account, and then at some point in the near future, you would get a snap back from 16 Handles,
Hmm.
and you knew from the promotional ad that they were running, you knew that you should not open that snap up until the next time you came into 16 Handles to be able to purchase another yogurt, and that you could get up to anywhere from between 16 and 100% off of your next purchase. And so what ended up happening was people, brought their friends. They had friends and family taking pictures and everything and sharing it with them,
Yeah.
and it just got people connected with their brand. But it created a level of interaction that it just drove people to their business,
Yeah,
and
that
it
is a really
created some
interesting way to
excitement.
use it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many cool things that you can do with it, and there's a lot of strategies that we go over in Snapmaster Marketing that we create an entire system that allows you to really go through those processes to create strategies to connect people with your brand, to bring people behind the scenes. This is one of the best ways you can use Snapchat. A very dear friend of mine, Rita Benson LeBlanc, is actually the co-owner of the New Orleans Saints. She really spearheaded this movement towards sports teams using Snapchat,
Uh-huh.
and they started using it um, sometime last year during the season, and they basically take fans behind the scenes to show people like what it's like, walking, what's it like with Drew Brees after a practice and doing a press conference or something like that, or what's it like on the field before the game as the players are warming up, or walking through the locker room, or it just created this whole nother level of fan interaction with the team, and it just became a huge success. And now, if you go on their account, it's if you go into Snapchat, it's Saints, and follow them. I mean, they have they use the Snapchat Stories feature very well all the time,
Hmm.
and they run promotions and they do contests and they just get fans involved, and it's a really cool way to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I think I never really thought about how, I guess, just thinking about it from like more of a fun standpoint, like just to be able to send it to your friends and stuff, but how these
Yeah.
businesses are actually like utilizing it to like, make it more interesting to like build their brands or create exposure.
Exactly. Well, the way I look at it is, and the way I've talked to a lot of people, the way that they see it, is think of Twitter. Think of when Twitter first came out,
Mm,
and people thought it was absolutely ridiculous, right? People
mm,
are like, why do I care what you're doing every second of the day, right? Like nobody wanted to know that. Facebook was enough. Like people did not want to follow people on Twitter knowing that they were walking, down the hallway at this moment in time.
right.
Um, so it was dumb to a lot of people. It still is dumb to a lot of people. But look at where it's come. And not only that, remember the first time that you got retweeted or sent a tweet from your favorite celebrity or favorite sports star. I
Yeah,
mean, it
yeah.
was like awesome, right?
Yeah,
You
I mean,
know,
it's so funny that you mentioned that because I use it as like a tactic to. It's a great way. Like I find it, Facebook obviously is a little more personal, like in private.
yeah,
If I were to reach out to say, like, let's say I reached out to you and I asked, like, let's do an interview through email, and then you just never replied. I
yeah,
mean, I could go on Facebook and try to find you and then message you on like your personal account, but it's just not really. It just doesn't. For me, it doesn't seem like the best way to go about it. But on Twitter, I would literally just say, hey, did you get my email? Check
right.
it out and get back to me.
Exactly. And the thing about Snapchat is if you're following or if you're on somebody's Snapchat list, which another aspect and benefit of using Snapchat is that you can create that level of exclusivity because if you're connecting with somebody on Snapchat, again, it's such a personable platform that
Hmm.
they kind of feel like they have that, there is that personal connection already built in within the system.
Hmm.
Um, but when you're connecting back with people through that platform, I mean, it's Twitter times 1,000 because imagine getting a snap, either a video or a picture, you know, from your favorite celebrity or favorite sports star talking directly to you. I mean, that's pretty cool. It adds a whole nother level to,
It's almost like
um,
a, you know, I never really thought about it that way, but yeah, that
yeah,
would, well, I mean, obviously you could do something like that with Vine too, but
yeah.
I think it would make things definitely unique.
Absolutely. I think with the thing that differentiates Snapchat from something like Vine or anything else is that it just you do have that aspect of undivided attention, but also that you kind of it is personable. It is something that's going to be going away, but it's also something that's sent directly to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's an awesome platform. There's a lot of cool things you can do with it for sure.
Yeah, I'll leave a link like in the show notes for people to like go download it on the App Store if they haven't used Snapchat. I might check it out myself. My phone is like in a dying state, I feel like, and every time I try to put a new app on, it's like telling me I'm out of space and God knows what's going on. I'm just like
How
waiting
many
for
apps you
that.
got on there, man?
Not even a lot. I don't even know what it is. I think it's like some internal storage thing, and the SD
Yeah.
card like isn't being utilized the way it should be. I don't know. But
It's funny. I feel like every app that I download at this point is like just sucking the life out of my phone.
well, that's the thing. Like I put some of those like I went online there the other day, and there was like some like I think it was like Thor, like
Yeah,
made after the movie, and
yeah.
it was like literally a gig. And it's like to think I'm gonna download a gig on my cell phone for a game, like you know. So I don't know. I'm like I was telling you before we started. I'm waiting for that S5 because that thing is going to
Yeah,
be the Samsung S5. The Galaxy is it's gonna be really fast and it's just gonna be really good for probably loading up anything and not being able to worry about this kind of stuff.
yeah, yeah. No, that's awesome, man.
But I know like obviously we are kind of like short on time because we chatted for
Yeah,
quite some time before we started, but it's all good.
we did a whole nother interview
Yeah,
off there.
we did like for anyone listening, we did like this like he sort of interviewed me and like I sort of like like we asked each other questions for like an hour and we just forgot we were doing this interview, you know. But uh,
All the good content though is right here, right now, within this 30 minutes.
yeah, that's what we're shooting for, you know. We're trying to. But I mean, I like the fact that I was sitting in my office before I left and I said to my boss, I said, well, I'm interviewing this guy tonight. I haven't read exactly like I knew he wants to talk about Snapchat marketing, but
Yeah,
let's see what he does. And I started reading through, and I'm like, wow, this guy's doing a lot of stuff. Like most people, like they might have like one blog, but you kind of you've got this course, and then you said you're doing. Do you want to talk a little bit about? You said was it the Fit Life Entrepreneur?
yeah. So one of the other things I'm involved with, it's branded the Fit Life Entrepreneur, which actually started from me working with clients. I was well. Let me go back actually, because I'm a certified personal trainer and fitness nutrition specialist,
Mm-hmm.
and have been for the last year and a half, 2 years, and I really felt like I felt like I was in a position when I first got started. It was like, okay, I got certified, I got my education in terms of really being able to help transform people's lives,
Mm-hmm.
and I just never felt right. It never felt right to me that like my only option was to go down to the local gym and pick out clients one by one. I didn't feel like I was going to be able to live the lifestyle that I wanted to live which is why most people get into the fitness industry to begin with. They want to live that healthy, active lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
And the second reason is that they want to help people. They want to help inspire people. They want to help transform people's lives. And yet the jobs that people get into in the fitness industry, most often than not, don't allow them to do either one of those. And the reason is, and the reason that one of the things that I fell into was I was working like 10 to 12 hours a day because I was taking on clients one by one, in 1 hour spurts, or even like if I did half hour.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the business model was the more money you want to make, you have to get more clients. Well, the more clients you have, the less time you have to even build out your business farther. So it was just never it never felt right to me. And even if you have a boot camp or something like that, there's still a ceiling that you're gonna reach at some point where you're not going to be able to reach more people. There's just not enough time in the day, right?
Right.
So it just felt like I was doing so many people around the world a disservice because I wasn't reaching them.
Yeah.
And I knew, because I started getting involved with internet marketing and everything and really getting into the online marketing world, I knew that there was a better way to do it. I knew that I could reach more people and serve more people. And so I was so passionate about fitness and everything, I wanted to kind of put those together. And what ended up happening was I started talking to fellow trainers and fellow fitness entrepreneurs, and they all were having the same issue. They all were trying to create passive income and they were trying to get past that ceiling. And even the people who love doing personal training, which a lot of people they love to have that personal aspect and work one-on-one with people, even they can create a passive income, either creating information products or programs online, but they just don't know where to start, and they don't know how to do it, and they're afraid that it's going to get them away from what they're already having success with, which is working one-on-one with clients.
Right.
And with the Fit Life entrepreneur community, I want to bridge that gap. I want to show them that there is opportunity to scale your services, to build an online business with your knowledge and with your information and everything. And it will allow you to create not only a lifestyle that you can start, having more time freedom, but it'll also create a lifestyle where you can actually start reaching more people and helping more people. And so that's really what this community and really what this movement is about. And that's how it got started. Was me working with clients. I ended up just working with fitness entrepreneurs and personal trainers on a consulting basis, and we ended up seeing huge results. They ended up building really successful online businesses, and they created this passive income, and it was just incredible. So now we have a good community now, and it's starting to build out more as I'll be launching the podcast, which will be the Fit Life Entrepreneur Experience podcast, which will delve into some of these fitness entrepreneurs who have taken kind of that, the road less traveled, if you will. They've kind of thought outside the box and reached outside their comfort zone to kind of open up this whole new atmosphere of opportunity and and being able to reach more people. So it's only growing. The community it's just amazing, because if there's anything more passionate than an entrepreneur, it's a fitness entrepreneur, because people who are in fitness are already extremely
everybody's
passionate.
like psyched up and Exactly. I used to go to the I've been to, I swear I remember the day so specifically. I went to like a 300 person event, 300 plus people, to go see Tony Horton from P90X and work out with him, like in person on like a.
They're crazy, aren't they? It's just like the energy is amazing.
Like, so into it. I just remember loving watching like one old dude with the P90X shirt walking around, smoking a cigarette. Yeah. And like I was like, what? I remember all the really healthy women were eating their apples, like staring at him, like what? What's he doing here? Yeah. Like everyone's so serious about it,
That's why I'm so passionate about fitness and health and everything, and people who are involved with that. And then being able to help entrepreneurs, reach their full potential is something that just it drives me. So being able to help fitness entrepreneurs build their business and scale their services and create change and help more people, I just can't even tell you how amazing this community is and how much they inspire me to really keep providing quality content and help building their dream.
Mm.
It's really, really amazing. And I'll be starting this fall a mastermind retreat called it'll be called Becoming an Alpha Entrepreneur.
Mm.
And what this will consist of is global retreats. We're going to be traveling together, working out together. We'll be masterminding together to help grow each other's businesses even farther. But there'll also be this aspect of community outreach. So for maybe a few weeks out of this time that we're together, we'll go build a school somewhere, or something along those lines. There's a lot of organizations that I'll be able to connect with for doing this. And the whole basis of this immersion training, if you will, is to, again, not only show them the lifestyle that they've now created by having that time freedom and that passive income, but more importantly, the impact that they're now able to have, that they're no longer bound by the shackles of their local gym, right, or corporate America, if you will. They're actually able to get outside of that cage and start making a difference in people's lives that they maybe never thought possible before. I mean, whoever thinks that they can just reach hundreds of thousands of people around the world? And
Right. Yeah.
I want to show people and give them firsthand experience that, yes, you can do that, and it's more than possible, and it's not that far off from what you're doing right now.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think, like, I interviewed another fellow who he does like a lot of triathlon type training and stuff like that, and he moved his business to the online kind of aspect and had a whole like system set up for it and meal plans and like very specific training regimens, and I think it's very doable. I'm seeing it become more and more popular, and I know I can see it becoming very limited. Like, if you take on X number of clients, then you're not going to have any more time, and you've kind of hit a plateau, I guess. You're not going to be able to do anything if all your time is gone. But if you can get people, even if whatever it is you can do to get people motivated and get them going and help them, and you don't have to be there all the time, then obviously you can the sky's the limit.
Yeah, you can do so much, and you really can make a real meaningful impact in people's lives, and you can really spread that. Like you said, the sky's the limit. You can spread that all across the world. But it also opens you up to opportunities to travel, opportunities to connect with other fitness entrepreneurs around the world, to be able to network with them and start collaborating with them and start helping to grow, a web of influence that can expand your reach even farther. So yeah, it's extremely, extremely powerful. And just these mastermind groups in general. I mean, one of the ones that I've been involved with recently, and I'll go ahead and give him a shout out. It's Lewis Howes's School of Greatness Academy. Which has been great because I've been able to really connect with some powerful people in that. Scott Reinen, who I'm working with on the Snapmaster marketing system, I've been able to connect with, who's absolutely incredible. He has a great podcast called Behind Sports. And I've also been able to connect with Susie Armenta as well, who's the CEO of a company called App Genius, which will be launching very soon. And the focus of that company is basically to revolutionize app discovery and innovation. It's an amazing, amazing company, and to be involved with it as the VP of operations for that company has just been absolutely incredible. And to be able to network and connect with some of the people I have been able to through that out here in LA. I'm just so incredibly passionate about networking and building partnerships. It's what I've done over the last 5-6 years. It's just so powerful. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't. I mean, even for people like you, John. I mean, connecting, networking. It always is funny to me when I reach people or talk to people who are somewhat standoffish with introducing you to somebody in their network or helping another person connect with somebody in their network. It's like it only benefits everybody, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if I refer you to 100 or a few of my the people in my network who are going to be able to add value to you, it only helps everybody. And it's amazing to me when people are somewhat standoffish with that, because it is the most powerful thing that you could possibly do for somebody else and add value to somebody else, is to open up a network of influence that's going to drive them forward. And I'm just extremely passionate about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been it's kind of been like a godsend for me too. I know we were
Yeah.
talking before, and I don't even think I've announced it on the show yet, but I'm not going to get into numbers, but I launched a service with somebody that I met through doing these interviews, and
Yeah.
now I'm actually like making nice profit from online marketing basically, and
That's
that's
awesome.
like really exciting to me, to be able to like meet these people, and this guy in particular, I know like I kind of gave him a shout out in a guest blog. I wrote a guest
Nice.
blog article about like the top 15 entrepreneurial email lists I subscribe to, and I put
Yeah.
like all these big names in it, like people that everybody knows, like Pat Flynn and Derek Halpern and John Lee Dumas, and it was posted on the Entrepreneur on Fire blog, and I
Wow.
mentioned
Nice,
him in
man.
it with all these like other big name people. His name's John Haber. He has a blog authority website, Income, and yeah, he like noticed that stuff and then saw that I was writing other articles that were really awesome, and he was like, "Well, I want to know if you're interested in writing this article." And then it turned into a conversation of a partnership, and I felt like really honored to be working with this guy because I think he made like $10,000 last month just doing some domain stuff for his
Yeah.
clients.
Yeah.
So I'm like pumped to be like working with somebody who's having so much success. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you did it in such a professional way, though.
Mm.
For example, most people, when they try to connect with somebody that either they look up to or as a mentor or something like that, and they really know that they can help them and push them along, their initial reaction is to, I'm gonna see if I can get something out of them.
Mm.
And I think you did a great job in terms of being able to say, what value can I add to you? How can I help you? I want to provide value for you, your business, and your audience. How can I do that? And without even considering an option of them helping you, I've been able to connect with so many people, and it has just been so powerful just by doing that. Just by going to people and saying, you know what, I want to serve you. I want to add value to you and your business. How can I do that? And before you know it, you create a great relationship. You're able to help each other move forward, but it just creates a really positive and professional dynamic right off the bat.
Yeah.
So nothing is more powerful than that. Just adding value to other people.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, it's been kind of like that whole like building relationships, authority, and connecting
Yeah.
with people has been like the whole like presence of all my success, I guess, is what
No,
or any
absolutely.
success I've had.
I'm the same way. I mean, I think you might have mentioned it, but yeah, I'm going to be doing a TED Talk at the end of April here, and the way I was able to get connected with that it was through people I went out and was speaking with, and again, just taking that initiative and saying, how can I add value to you? How can I to help you? And yeah, now I'm able to. I have this TED Talk coming up at the end of April, which is going to touch on the power of perception and how we can really manifest our outer reality by the perception that we are accepting and choosing to accept in our own lives. And it's going to be a powerful platform. And it's an honor to be on stage, obviously, in a TED Talk and everything.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that it can open up to you when you start just shifting your mindset towards how can I help people, how can I serve other people, and it's amazing the opportunities that start coming to you when you just have that just small shift in perception.
Yeah, I know mindset's definitely huge, and I've been trying to, reaching out to a lot of these people that I've connected with through my show and other things. Like it definitely all adds up, like just little things. Like there was a guy I interviewed, I think, a while back, and I was thinking about it that he runs like systems that involve a lot of like data input and capture and kind of organizing things. And now that I'm in this new company, I'm like thinking about this process that my boss needs for something, and I emailed the CEO of this company and said, "Hey, you want to chat?" And it's really cool to just be able to like go straight to the top like that and talk with this guy.
Exactly.
Hey, let's connect on Thursday afternoon. Like when easily I'm sure one of his employees could do it, but obviously he knows me already. You know what I mean? And it's like maybe he'd give me a discount or who knows?
Yeah. No, absolutely,
So,
man. I don't know if you do you have enough time for me to just take like maybe another 5 minutes, and I was thinking about just kind of doing something a little bit different, maybe than
Yeah,
what,
were you going to share a couple tips or?
Yeah. I wanted to kind of reverse the screen here and just take people inside and show them 2 strategies that they could utilize for Snapchat marketing. So let me go ahead and see if I can do
share
this.
your screen, or what did you want to do?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and share my screen, and
you do. There's actually a way you can do it. I know we didn't talk about it before we started, but
I see it here, right here. Share screen.
Yep. It's called
All right.
screen share, I think.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, what we'll go through here is just 2 major strategies that we've kind of really been connecting with people on in our webinars and talking about it. I've started from the beginning. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, fire away.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, you were at the end.
Throwing this off the cuff. Yeah, sorry. Okay, here we go. So start from current. There we go. So 2 Snapchat marketing strategies that you can, this is something we really harp on. We want people to be able to walk away that day with strategies that they can implement on Snapchat. And again, if you're not familiar with Snapchat, if you haven't been using it, go to snapmastermarketing.com. You'll be able to get a hold of a system that will show you step by step not only how to get on it, but how to start using some of these strategies in more depth. But here's 2 of them in particular. One is being able to create exclusive VIP content. So again, you're creating that aspect and that level of exclusivity. You're bringing people in to your inner circle, and you're creating that connection with your audience. And this is extremely, extremely powerful. And here's just kind of 4 steps that will kind of get you going down a path of being able to do that and create some exclusive VIP content. So, obviously the first one might seem a little obvious, but some people even struggle with this. Just being able to tell people that you're on Snapchat, being able to show them that you have an account and you want to connect with them on this medium. Whether it's promoting yourself on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, doesn't matter. Just let people know that you're on Snapchat and you want to share exclusive content with them. And then you can just run promotions, run a contest, run one of the cool things that I really like to talk about is having a scavenger hunt, which is kind of cool. You can kind of have a scavenger hunt that leads them down a road towards maybe your website or something of value that you want to share with them. Whatever it might be, you're creating this level of interaction with your brand and with you that it's just going to be a cool thing and a fun thing for your audience to do and get engaged with you. The next thing would be create a giveaway contest. And here's one in particular that is kind of cool that a couple of companies I've seen employ this strategy. One, obviously, announce that you're doing a contest on other social media or your email list, or if you're like somebody like 16 Handles who's a brick and mortar, put signage up on your windows or something. Let people know that you're running a contest through Snapchat. And then here's an example of what you can do. You can go ahead and for the chance to win a prize or whatever it might be, fans have to get 5 friends to add your username, and then have these 5 friends send a unique snap with that fan's username that referred them with a special hashtag that you end up putting out. So if it's 16 Handles, then hashtag 16 Handles or something like that, or free yogurt. All right, yeah. So something along those lines. But this is a really good way to not only, again, get your audience interacting with you, but to really grow your audience, obviously, because you have people referring 5 of their friends, and they'll refer 5 of their friends. So it gets people involved in your brand and with you in such a unique way, and it's a really cool thing to do. So those are just 2 strategies I wanted to be able to share with your audience, John, and be able to let you know exactly how we, kind of what we were talking about in some of these strategies. So really cool stuff. Let me flip this back to the other screen. What do you see, John? Are you still seeing my screen?
Create a giveaway contest right now.
Okay, here I am.
You're coming back.
Awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to throw those strategies out there. I know people, I want to add a little bit of value here and be able to have people see.
I appreciate it. I hope.
Have people see exactly what they can do.
But yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know we ended up talking for we've actually been talking for almost like more than 2 hours now or something like that. But
No, I really appreciate your time, man. I really appreciate you inviting me onto the podcast. I think this is awesome. You got a great thing going on here.
yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I really appreciate it, man.
All right, cool. I will talk to you later. We'll definitely keep in touch.
Very cool. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, man.
Yep. Later.
Awesome. Thanks, John.